had some cuts from Ellie. Look, Mewtwo that was gone, Dr. Mario was gone, Pichu was gone, Young Link. I know we had Toon Link with Brawl, but I don't know. It's like it took till Ultimate to bring all those characters back together.
Hey Derp Nation, how's it going? It is I, Derpy Smiler here, and I'm here with TabuuForte, who is actually the creator of a new and upcoming Smash Bros. Fan game called Super Smash Bros. Feud. So how are you, buddy?
Yo, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. I'm kind of new to this whole interview sort of thing, so forgive me if I slip up. The first one I've actually done like this, so.
Oh, so that's actually really good. So this is gonna be fun. What we decided to do is just have fun with this. We aren't gonna really go not really interview per se. If I do have questions that maybe other people might want to know or whatever the case may be, I'll ask in between. But I do want you to just talk about and just be all out honest with whatever you can or whatever you're willing to put out there. And tell me how long. We're actually gonna start it off with a question, and maybe it'll get the brain flowing and everything. So that way we're not trying to pick up on something just out of nowhere, and then it takes us a while to figure out where to start. So I'm gonna start with this. How long have you been working on this game?
Oh, for quite a long time, actually. I got started in 2008. I was writing some concepts and all, and I was, because I wasn't back then very satisfied with how Smash Bros. Brawl had turned out. I mean, it's a totally different story today, but but I also realized I had some very unrealistic expectations. I expected the game to be have a roster to have twice the size of Melee's, so I set myself up from disappointment right from the beginning. But yeah, I had actually planned to have an idea for a Smash fan game all the way when I was back in high school. I must have been 14, 15. I was planning this monstrous game with this real life friend of mine, and we've given up on that project since, but I sort of picked up the pieces and made some stuff my own.
Oh,
so it's been since then.
God, that is a long time. What? Wow.
I was not serious about this particular project, in the 2010s, if you will. It took a really long time, but it's like I always say on Twitter, I'm laying some groundwork. I'm planning ahead. That's why Mario's taken so long to develop, for instance.
Yeah, but you're also okay. So we're not going to give some background about this because a lot of the fan games for Smash did derive because of the disappointment of Brawl. That's something that I constantly hear across the board. For Flash 2, I think Crusade was also the same, and that's why those games were created. That's why a lot of fan games were created for Smash, and they started around that era because people were extremely disappointed with Brawl, which from a standpoint, without the nostalgia standpoint, I understand why they're upset.
I mean, not only was the roster smaller than we expected, we even had some cuts from Ellie. Look, Mewtwo that was gone, Dr. Mario was gone, Pichu was gone, Young Link. I know we had Toon Link with Brawl, but I don't know. It's it took till Ultimate to bring all those characters back together.
Yeah, and Roy. Don't forget, Roy was also cut.
Roy, yeah. They added him as DLC for Smash 4 there, but I know it's not part of the base game. It's not quite the same for everybody.
It does, yeah. When you look at Smash 4's roster from base game to the DLC, you realize that some of the vets were afterthoughts. They weren't really thought about during the planning. Except for, I think, Mewtwo. Mewtwo they thought about during the planning, but didn't have enough time to put him in, which is why, just like Piranha Plant in Ultimate, he was the first DLC and was actually free under some circumstances.
Yeah, when you registered the game. Just like Mewtwo, when you registered both versions of the game, you got him for free.
Yeah.
I think Mewtwo is easily, even though in Melee players have this low opinion of Mewtwo, I think he was pretty popular with the fans. That's probably another reason why he was the first one to be brought back in consideration.
Exactly. Yeah, no, he really was. And so I want to go ahead and leap over to your game now, since this is what the video is about in the first place. But it is a lot to think about when you come for the fact that Brawl had a lot of things that were missing that many, and I mean many, players were wanting or were reaching for. So what is something that you can say? Because I know there might be some things that you're keeping under wraps. I know there's something that you're keeping under wraps. But what is something that you could say that Brawl did not have that you were expecting and that you are bringing over?
Well, I can't comment on specific fighters, but there's a couple of them where, particularly in a crossover setting, you want to feel like you're controlling the same character you love. Like, take Link, for example. In the Smash, he has his sword, he has his bombs, his shield, bow, arrow, etc.
Yeah.
You recognize it. You feel like you're actually playing as Link. But then you got some vets and even newcomers who don't at all feel like the character. It's like they took way too much liberty with the source material. Okay, so Fighter X actually looks like the official canon character, but doesn't move, act, or attack like it at all.
I got you. So one thing that you're looking forward to then is changing up attack styles for a few characters?
Yeah. So there were a couple in particular that I don't recognize them at all. So absolutely expect those particular guys to get completely overhauled. Like I said, no comment for now there, but I'm looking forward to see how those are going to pan out.
All right. So for the characters that you can talk about,
there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them? All right. So first, who are those 3 characters?
Well, obviously you got Mario. He's a must. Smash Brothers without Mario is kind of what? Especially since Super Smash Brothers was no doubt named after Super Mario Brothers. So
exactly, yeah.
Not have him there. The other one is Link, and the last one I revealed is everybody's favorite pink ball, Kirby.
So already 3 out of what I consider to be the base 4 are confirmed, and we already know are coming. So it is nice to see that those characters are coming back. And recently, I don't know if you're finished with Mario or if you're getting done to the point where you are starting a new character, but I did see that a few pictures of Link up already. So I'm assuming that you're already working on him.
Well, sort of. It's another thing that I'm sort of planning ahead for, because Mario, like I said, I'm laying the engine and everything around them. So it'll be pretty easy. I'm a lot easier down the road to, let's say, okay, Mario's complete. I can just do another fighter right away. I just got to replace a couple of assets and scripts, and boom. But Link, I wanted to get a head start, sort of. So it'll just be a matter of changing a couple of different things there, and he'll be up and running in basically no time with the work I've been doing on him so far. So.
Okay, I mean, I know the game is pretty early. It's probably dumb for me to ask, but
yeah. But the thing is, I want to clarify something on that. Probably, it's on me that I revealed that I was making this game like way too early on in its lifetime, and right now that's in hindsight. There's nothing I can do, but
yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm happy people are as patient with me as they've been so far.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to lead into the next question. If you have a due date for yourself on when this game should be out, or at least a version of this game should be out, because I'm gonna assume that you're not gonna do you're not gonna wait for a full game. You're gonna do bits and pieces, like how Flash and Crusade do it.
Absolutely. I was gonna at first wait till I had the entire game laid out, structured, developed, etc. But that's gonna take way too long. People are gonna move on and all. Mm-hmm. So first, I decided to take, like you said, the page where Smash Flash 2 and Crusade are doing there, add content gradually and sort of in waves.
Yeah.
Recently, Crusade added Vegeta and a couple of other characters.
Yeah.
And, but they haven't released that build yet. But nope. Smash Remix for 64 is pretty much the same deal.
Yes.
They were everything in patches, like they had Bowser. Now they have Marina Lightyears and King Dedede. So that's pretty damn cool additions, I must add. And so yeah, they're not gonna wait till the entire project is complete. That'll just take way too long. Especially I'm doing this solo.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait year after year after year after year to just get a taste of it.
Exactly.
I'll get feedback from players. Okay, there's, for example, so this bug or so and so fighter is under or overpowered, etc. You can patch it up in the next release.
Exactly, and that's actually what I think is extremely smart about putting them out in waves, because then everyone has like a little bit of because it's like you do have game testers, like Crusade and Flash do have game testers that test everything. They make sure that characters are good to go. They make sure that stages are stable. But the real testers, the big testers, do come from the community, because the community then says, hey, listen, this character might be a little bit too much. This character is not enough. Can we get a boost, or can we lower this character's like percentage or range to make him fit more gradually?
So balance patches and all the like there, where you for example, nerf or buff them, like they do from game to game, even in the official series.
Exactly. So one big thing that I want to talk about right now, because we already went over the characters that you're able to say. The plan itself has. I'm gonna throw out something random. How many stages? Can you say the stages? Because I think stages are a little less like exciting sometimes, depending on what stage it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like if you get a familiar setting you love, you're pretty happy. Yeah. Like right now, I've worked on, I think, 3 stages total. For now, for the time being, I haven't gotten compiled a final count of however many there are yet. I'm still figuring that out. But so far, I've got sort of up and running. I've got Peach's Castle on Nintendo 64 and the Temple from Zelda.
Oh.
And the third stage, well, is probably not going to be playable officially. It's going to be my test stage.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, you know what? You should probably put that one in if you do a training mode, like how Ultimate has theirs.
Oh, yeah, I could probably like pretty it up and something, make it look a little less rough and all that, and yeah.
Yeah, so that would be.
Right now, it's just for setting up the environments. Like I gotta test slopes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, actually, one big thing that we didn't go over is your game is actually pretty different from both Flash and Crusade. So do you want to talk about what engine you're using and how you plan to make this game?
Oh, of course. Right now I'm using the latest patch of Unity Editor. Right now it's on, let's see here, at version 2022.2.9, I think. Yeah, and I try to keep it updated as much as possible, because I've had to change my version recently, because after a certain while the editor would randomly crash and I'd lose work a lot of times. But yeah, about the game itself, it is very different, and I'll explain that. I'm aiming to make it kind of like Ultimate gameplay-wise. And of course, it's probably one of the first ones we've seen that uses actual 3D models instead of sprites. Because, let me explain the background on that. I was part of a brawl modding community a while back, and I wanted to use the software. It was called Brawl Box back in the day. Mm-hmm. They had like rendering that was completely accurate to Brawl with its shaders and all. And what I wanted to do was convert those animations into sprites. And this guy got back to me and says, I'm tired of sprite-based Smash fan games. Do something different. And that's when I switched to Unity in the first place.
Yeah, see, in my mind, if it was sprite-based, I think you would have gotten a lot more done in a lot less time. But
I'm not so sure about that. You gotta, because let me explain you from a technical standpoint. Okay. In Smash, a lot of fighters will have like about 300 to 400 animations a piece, and so that would like you'd probably end up in the tens or even hundreds of thousands of sprites per character. In the 3D mode I'm doing, you got the model and like a skeletal animation, like let's say Mario's Wake 1, where he looks like he dances around. Mm-hmm. And it's one file and it's one sequence of keyframes. It's not like say 61 different images replicating the pose completely. That would have been a lot of work.
Oh, I see. Okay, now I'm starting to understand.
I'm using this software kit for Blender. It's called I think it's called NUAMB, whatever. I forget the file name, but it imports Ultimate models and animations into Unity, and I can take like even parts of it and export it like for, and it's usable in Unity via FBX, like simple as that. But take the new dash attack animation. I took the same movement, like when he slides on the ground on his foot.
Yeah.
And I built the new dive dash attack based on that movement. So I made a new animation on top of the translation.
All right. I mean, to be honest with you, I was actually really excited to make this video because I love seeing where other Smash fans are at, like where their head is at. I actually did. So there's actually this other creator, and he did a game called All-Star Battle Mania, which is basically like a 1v1 Street Fighter Smash fan game.
Interesting.
It's on Game Jolt, so if you want to take a look at it, go right ahead. And
like a turn fighter, we're talking along the lines of a Street Fighter or Virtual Fighter, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A tournament.
But he adds like literally any character you can think of. So in this first version of All-Star Battle Mania, and it's the third game, so it's All-Star Battle Mania 3, he had characters like Mario, Bowser, Pepsi Man, Hatsune Miku, Venom, Spider-Man, stuff like that. So, and
sorry.
No, you're good. So I did something similar to what we're doing now. I did this with him last year, and to see where his head was at was actually really fun, and it was really fun to edit. And I know like it's gonna be the same thing here, where I'm now looking into your head as a fan game creator and as a Smash fan to see where you're at and where your inspiration comes from. And I know this video is gonna be fun to edit too because it's gonna be a lot of Smash clips.
Oh, for sure. That'll be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to it. So,
I'm glad. So, is there... I know we ran over, like, basics, like characters, stages. The Unity thing was the one thing that I really wanted you to talk about. Because it does differ from what we see today. We see Smash Flash 2 and Crusade, and they are sprite-based games. But a game...
You're the one with Game Maker Studio. I do realize that.
Yeah, but like a game that is trying to mimic or even better itself on top of Smash, actually pretty cool because when that comes out, it'll be just like your...
I'm not trying to make my game better than the other fan games or than Ultimate. I'm just building my own thing. It's just what I like the most about Ultimate is how polished the gameplay was.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to compare yours to the others. I'm saying like it's definitely a newer like experience for players, Yeah. And honestly, when that work comes out, it's gonna pay off. I have a good feeling because I'm closely observing what you're doing. I follow you on Game Jolt as well. By the way, guys, his Game Jolt and his Twitter will be in the description below, so you guys go check that stuff out for yourself as well.
Feel free to follow me anytime, by the way, if you look forward to updates. So
exactly.
Already on Game Jolt.
He's actually been cause I've seen you've been very active recently with your updates, so you guys should definitely take a look.
Or my followers.
Of course. But is there anything else that you want to say before we wrap everything up? Maybe something that you want to talk about. Maybe something that is better off to be talked about, or
I don't honestly. I can't think of anything right off the bat. But excuse me, I misspoke. Oh my god. I didn't realize this thing was going to be so short. That's just
No, because like I said, it was just straight up whatever we want to talk about, whatever it's going to be, whatever you want to do. Like we could keep going if you want to, like whatever it is that you think that needs to be.
With you, I don't mind either way, honestly.
Let's see. Ooh, I got it. How about you talk about some maybe modes? Maybe unless. Yeah, go right ahead.
So yeah, of course I'm planning to bring back the basics, like the versus mode and all that.
Yeah.
Eventually, I would also like to bring back the regular event mode, because I felt like that's the thing that Ultimate sort of dropped the ball on. You get the World of Light adventure mode. Which
is, no, but like
like a giant. How should I put this? It feels to me like a giant glorified event match with a story on top of it.
Yeah. No.
Other than that, the content was good. It's just, I think a lot of people are expecting it sort of to be like Subspace.
Yeah. No, I think that's where Because I know Sakurai doesn't want to do subspace anymore because of
Yeah, he didn't want his cutscenes leaked. Apparently, that pissed him off.
Yeah, that really did. But
Yeah.
I will say, if you do bring back event modes, trust me when I'm telling you, I'm grinding on that because I miss event matches. I used to play them all the time in Melee and in Brawl.
Yeah. Melee had the best ones, honestly.
Yes, they really did. Everything about Melee was...
Like that one where you have to knock out Captain Falcon in like 5 seconds. That
Yeah.
was pretty sick.
I was like, how am I supposed to do this?
Or the one where you run through the big blue adventure mode stage and everything's like way too fast to control.
Yes. Or what about my favorite personally was the one where you had to do it in order to unlock Pichu, and that was beat the wireframe with legendary Pokemon, and every now and again a Wobbuffet would appear. It's like, that's not legendary. Why are you here?
Oh, I think that's just to realize how nearly useless that thing is. Sort of like the way people get pissed off when Goldeen shows up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But
Yeah.
Pichu was you're good. Pichu was my favorite character throughout the Smash Bros. Series. I was actually upset that they cut him from Melee to Brawl, but glad that they brought him back.
Yeah, I think those roster comebacks in Ultimate were long overdue. I find, especially the cut characters from Melee to Brawl. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very much.
Pichu, well, Roy in the sense if you didn't get the DLC from Smash 4, and you too. So.
Yeah. Now I find it surprising that in Smash 4 they did bring back Dr. Mario before Roy and Mewtwo.
Yeah, I guess Dr. Mario was a lot quicker to throw together, because based heavily on playing Mario.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
But Ultimate didn't even consider him a Neko fighter, which is kind of a bit bizarre because they do basically move very similarly.
Yeah, but they do have some key differences. They changed up Dr. Mario's throw and his spike, so he doesn't spike or throw like Mario anymore. He throws over he throws over the shoulder, where Mario just like grabs and does the spin, and then Mario does the spike with the fist off stage, and Dr. Mario uses his feet.
Oh, you mean for his down era, Dr. Mario, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Mario still has that, what I consider a very laggy and clunky punch as his forward aerial.
Yep.
Expect a new move, by the way, in lieu of that in my game. So.
There we go. We just got it.
Sound easier to use than that. So.
There we go. Reveals. We're revealing small key things, but everything does add up and make a difference no matter what it is when it comes to a Smash fan game, because any character, any move, whatever the case may be, could make or break someone's experience. So if they see, oh, this character has the same basic moveset, and there could have been things that were changed, maybe the person's going to stop picking up that character and start picking up others. Kind of want to make sure that there's something individual for every person. I think it...
Not just that, you want to inspire them to try out as many characters as you can.
Exactly.
So let's see. Okay, is this character going to be the same as before, or was he completely redesigned? Or so.
There are actually.
Like one day.
Yeah,
Sorry?
I was gonna say there's actually a few characters in my mind that I'm like that I think should join the Feud roster.
Well, I can't guarantee anything, but shoot, I'm curious to hear them.
King Bob-omb, Kamek, Birdo, Gengar. Who else do I have? There were definitely a few. I feel like I was doing better at this when freaking, what is it called? When I was making these back in like Smash Ultimate time. Definitely like Shantae, Shovel Knight.
Yeah, I see everybody loves to want to include those Indian fourth party characters. Right? Like you see Smash Flash, you see Crusade with Shantae, you see Smash Flash 2 with the anime fighters.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess, I don't know. I guess they're supposed to want to live out a fantasy of some kind.
I'll be honest with you.
They're never going to get an ultimate, so.
I'll be honest with you. The anime characters do not make a difference to me. If they're in the game, cool. If they're not, I'm not going to complain. I actually like that Smash is more focused on the the video game editions, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind anything outside of that being like a welcomed edition. You know, like maybe like, you know, just out of nowhere you're bored one day and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna develop like SpongeBob or something. I don't know. I work at Nickelodeon at Nickelodeon's theme park, so of course SpongeBob's like the first thing that comes to my mind.
Of course, nobody pops up more than Goku, of course, when it comes to non-video game editions.
Yes, yes.
You've gotten in at least 2 fan games, and every time modding of the official games, are possible, you always see them there.
Yeah. No, actually, in All-Star Battle Mania as well, I believe in all 3 games, plus Universal Crusade, which is made by the same guy that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
I believe both those games as well, they all have Goku in it.
Interesting.
You know, but again,
I love this guy, don't I?
That is
well, I am a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, I will admit, but Super Smash Brothers, I'm not sure. Goku could even one-shot Sephiroth, I'm not kidding you.
That's true. I can see that.
You'd be like seriously overpowered, you know. Move over, Melee Fox. You got a new.
For. Yeah, this makes me think that you're just gonna make Goku just for the hell of it and just see how it works.
I promise to those who are still not purists, but whatever, there will be no anime manga characters in Feud. That I can confirm.
So, just anime manga or just no outside video game characters?
I'm sticking strictly to video game.
Alright, so the source material. I like it. So, there we go. That's perfect.
Expect some surprise picks, you know, like stuff you've never expected before. That's all I'm at liberty to say, though.
See, that's it, though. That's what I like, because a lot of the picks that I said, most of them, were like picks that you don't expect. Like I said Birdo, I said Kamek, I said King Bomb. If Smash Ultimate was made like today or like last year, I think King Bomb would 100% be on the roster, either as a playable character or DLC.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't even make a boss of him, you know?
Well, he wasn't.
I don't even think we have a Mario boss at all. I mean,
Giga Bowser.
Huh?
Giga Bowser.
Giga Bowser's too badass.
Or just regular Bowser, I think. I think it's one of the two.
Well, Giga Bowser is a great boss in Melee anyway. It's just an ultimate. He absolutely sucks. I mean, I've been able to cream this guy on higher difficulties. In Melee, he's actually challenging.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff at the beginning, though, you gotta remember, was probably a lot easier to do because there was a lot less going on. So, like, instead of, like, worrying about, like, 80 or so characters that we have on Ultimate's roster, that roster only had about, like, 23 or so. 25. There we go, yeah. I was like, I know the number. I don't know. Can't remember it off the top of my head, though. I was close. So, like, 25 characters. So, it's far fewer and probably a lot easier to focus on what you need to focus with them, and then hop over to the rest of the game and make like the bosses and the unlockables like 10 times more difficult than the difficulty that you put them on.
Yeah.
I remember it was a pain in the ass to unlock everybody, especially Dr. Mario.
I struggled with Mewtwo, especially with that part about leaving the console on for however many hours to unlock the guy. I went through the 700 match route myself.
No, I went through the leave the GameCube on overnight.
Well, I was a lot younger back then, and I wasn't really able to leave the GameCube on overnight. It was a bit more challenging. So.
Oh, I was like, what was I? It was like 7 or 8 when I did that, but that's because I had my own room anyway, and the GameCube was in my room, so I just left it on.
When I was younger, I wasn't allowed to have my GameCube in my bedroom, so I couldn't do that. It was only when I got the Wii that I finally got to have my console with me. So.
Got you. Well, I mean, this was actually really fun.
Yo, if ever you want to do this again, let's say in months or years or whenever, feel free.
Yes, as a catch-up, I would 100% be down to do this. But of course, as more things get revealed and released, I'll be taking a look at that for sure. and I think everyone who's watching should as well. Like I said earlier, link in the description, not that link, the actual link, which will take you so you can see
I guess both links are going to be there.
both links.
I even wrote my Game Joe post a link to link.
So if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe and follow my friend over at Game Joel and on Twitter for the updates. And is there anything you want to say before we shove off?
That's actually a really good question. Have a smashing day.
That was a good one. All right. Peace out, everybody. How's it going? It is I, Derpy Smiler here, coming at you with another video for Appreciation Month. I'm actually here with a longtime friend, Chris. So you want to say anything, bud?
Nothing much. I'm glad to be here, man. I have a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience with people and everything.
No, I still have patience with people. It's things that I have to do that overwhelm me. So I don't blow up per se, but...
No, I disagree with that. Not really.
Alright, I'm religious.